All right, so
We'll go the Fallout.
let's do Fallout just because it's a little sad.
It's a heavy. It's a heavy.
Yeah, it's a little
topic.
sad. We'll get it. We'll get through it, and then we'll end on a high note. What did you think off the bat? Just the movie ended, and for those, I mean, this is going to be a spoiler review for sure, but
Yeah.
the movie sort of immediately starts you on a low, but then you're building up, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like whoosh, like takes
Like
you
emotion wise, or like how good the film is.
no emotion wise.
Emotion wise, 100%.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, we're on a good path, and then it's just like, nope, whoosh, brings you all the way down.
The big reason I liked this film is because I didn't feel like it kept getting better. Like I was just interested the whole time.
Okay.
Like from the beginning,
I
was like, I want to know what happens next.
Going on.
I want to know what happens next. I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
So the movie was good. I felt like it was good for the duration of the movie. Like it didn't have the ups and downs in the movie, but emotions did.
Right.
Because immediately you have this gut punch.
Yeah.
And then
right
the movie, like you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay, and then you're not.
But you're just watching Veda just wreck her life, and you're just like, what is happening?
And you can't relate to it. I can't. I
can't.
have no idea.
I
have no idea.
I can't.
I can't be like, oh, I know what you're feeling. I know what that's like to go through. So people know what we're talking about. So it's about a school shooting.
It's about a school
shooting.
shooting.
About a school shooting.
But it's not about
a regular day.
Yeah.
Nothing special. And a school shooting happens. So then this girl has to navigate her life after this
post-shooting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she has to get through.
Because I would argue it's not about a school shooting.
About a school shooting. No.
Yeah, I would argue that's what happens.
Kicks off the movie.
But it's about the PTSD that's
correct. And that's when I was
revolving around a traumatic experience. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't relate. Like I don't know. I wouldn't
to that level.
And that they bring that up a lot in the movie.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't know how I'm feeling. You don't know what it's like.
Nobody. Yeah.
And you try to understand, and you try to be like, well, blah blah blah. Like you need to go on with your life. Kind of people are telling her, and I'm like, I want to agree. Like I want to be like, that's what I would tell my kid. I'd be like, hey, you need to go on with your life.
Right.
But I don't know.
But
I wasn't in a bathroom. Covered in blood.
Yeah, when a shooting was going down,
gunfire outside. So I don't know if I'd be like, hey, you need to go back to your life. You need to keep doing what
you're doing. How quickly do you get them back out there? One scene that I did relate to, which I thought was pretty neat. Well, neat in the sense of that it was relatable in a movie I can't relate to, was she says, everyone around me seems to be, this is paraphrasing, but everyone around me seems to be moving on, and they're using this experience to save the world.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, and I'm falling apart. And so to her, it feels wrong. Like what she's doing is wrong. Right? And to see people around you doing well, seemingly well, and you feel like you are crashing and burning. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and that's not related to anything.
That's just like life. she's not doing well, and she doesn't know if anyone else is doing well.
But it's not wrong.
No,
it's just how she dealt with it.
Exactly,
it's how
she's dealing with it, and so that was kind of cool. So, yeah, this school shooting sends this girl Veda on a downward spiral, and then at the end, you feel like
she got there.
Yeah, at the end you feel like she's gonna get.
She didn't move on. She's like, oh, I can live with this.
Right.
Like I can live with the experience.
Now I know how
to
get through my days.
Correct.
Right.
Everybody else around there.
Yeah.
So you felt like, oh, cool. Now you're like, this is a good thing.
Right.
This is like great.
You're like, oh, this is awesome.
Like everybody has those dark times. Like you turn to the bottle or the drugs or like whatever it is you turn to.
Right.
In your life, and you're like, that's how I deal with it, and that's totally fine. And we've all done it to different extents. Some very extreme, some super mild. And she hit all these paths. I thought the conversation with her mom was so funny. When she's like, okay, I'm gonna start. You're right. I need to start opening up. Like that was wrong of me. Which again, a child, well, I guess I shouldn't say.
I know.
But like kids today would never do.
Right.
I don't feel like, you know what? I was being a jerk.
She was 16?
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
I was being a jerk, Mom. I'm
sorry.
Let me figure it out. Hey.
And then she like
drinking.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Having
sex.
Just
sneaking out.
Yeah.
Like just
drops a truth bomb on her.
And the mom's she's just like
the mom grabs the wine. But that's the thing is it sets you up,
like,
right? The movie sets you up to you're laughing.
Yeah.
You think all's good in the world.
I was like, good for you.
Oh man, she did it. Oh, she made it out the other side. That's what you think.
Yeah.
And the very last scene of this movie.
Crazy.
She sees the breaking news that another school shooting happens.
Yeah, 12 dead, I think was the number. There was a number on there.
And took her right back. Wow. Like undid everything. And then the movie ends.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Credits. You're just like, what?
And
You're leaving me like that?
The sad truth.
That's the sad. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
absolutely
happened so much. There was a gun at my work yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Guy came in, shoplift, pulled a gun, closed the whole store down.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awful.
I got a call that there was a gun in the building. And I said, first of all, don't call me with that. Where is everybody?
Yeah. What are people safe? Like, what's going
we're all,
on?
We're all home now. I was like, okay, lead with that.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I'm calling you from home in my living room.
Everyone's good.
Yeah. Don't start out like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But even that, right?
Like, it could be anywhere. Look at was it El Paso?
El Paso had the Walmart shooting. Yep.
I mean, we could list shootings.
Oh yeah.
Fortunately, we could list school shootings and things.
What I do appreciate about the movie though is Veda is not she is in the bathroom while the school shooting is happening, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't see the shooter. We don't see the shooter. We don't see the shooting. We don't see the injures, those that get injured, nothing. Those that die. But what I like about it is just the fact that she was there and she was going through the experience was enough to give her the PTSD, right? Because I feel like when you hear about a shooting, you're sympathizing for the victims.
Yeah.
And the victims' families, but it affects everybody.
Yeah.
And these people have to try to continue on with their lives.
Go back to school. It hit me when she finally went back to school.
Oh, in the bathroom?
She went and walked by the bathroom. I was like, oh, man.
That's right. And because she had to
She's
pee.
like, I can't even go in the bathroom.
She had to pee.
Yeah.
And she was like,
I'm not going back in there.
She's like,
last time I went in there.
Yeah.
I didn't come out for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it was.
Yeah. And so I really liked it because it's like, no, you don't have to be shot. You don't have to know someone who got shot. You don't have to be directly involved with the shooter. If you're there, it's happening around you. It affects you. Yeah.
Just hearing gunshots.
It was a good. So now I want to talk about it as a movie.
Okay.
I appreciate the message. I just want to put that out there. I appreciate the message. One. I want you. So, how do you feel about this as a movie?
Oh, God, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough as a movie, and I won't watch it again.
No,
I definitely won't watch. I mean, I probably should because I think I overlooked a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure
because I was like trying to pay attention, but I'm like it was like a lot of stuff I felt was drawn out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of scenes just took a little too long. And then there wasn't like a payoff for a lot of these scenes.
I agree.
Some of them there was like, oh, I understood that.
Yeah.
Like I understood why they did this. I understood her friendship that she built with her friend. But then there were other scenes I'm like.
I felt like that when she was doing drugs.
Happened?
When she was doing drugs, she did drugs, right? And then
and then it didn't negatively impact her life or positively impact her life.
It just
kind of happened.
Showed you like her experience, but and then we move on, right? Yeah. Nothing really happens as a result of it, right?
Yeah, and I felt like there was a lot of that in the movie.
Yeah.
And again, it didn't make the movie bad. I'm just like I was waiting for like
why are you?
I'm like, oh, cool. Like I wonder how this is gonna shape the.
Yeah.
Same. We're going this way.
Okay.
All right.
We're still on the
Didn't-
same path.
I mean, that was 9,
Still good.
10 minutes of sure. Let's,
Yeah.
yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I felt like it kind of, and that was
Yeah.
because I felt like it was kind of frequent.
It was,
Like
yeah.
a
Every
scene
time
that
she
was
had
really
something.
beneficial, then this didn't do anything. It was like a pattern. Like this worked great, this didn't do anything.
Yeah,
it
it was
This
just
one
like
helps,
it was
this one didn't do
like it
anything.
was like almost like bullet points, right? Like
Yeah.
if someone just explained their downward spiral, it's like, yeah, I drank, I did drugs, I had sex, I snuck out, you know, I was defiant, and like it's just like, oh,
Yeah, but it
cool. And then
didn't-
and then what happened to you? I don't know. I just kind of
Yeah.
got it together. Yeah, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I am struggling with it because I actually don't know if this is a good movie. Again, I understand the message. I get
Yeah.
the message.
And that took over for me.
Yes.
But there was stuff.
and I know that. I know
Yeah.
that when people watch movies like this, that
trying
the
to think of-
message is sometimes it supersedes the film itself. And I
yeah, but
totally
we
get
We
that.
can't always do that.
yeah, I totally understand that.
But the movie for me was good because it wasn't long.
It's a
So
very
like I'm like this was quick. Like even if there was a lot of issues, like the movie wasn't long enough.
so it was a
to
quick watch,
to
yeah.
Make it.
So-
it was an hour 40.
Yeah, which ends up
Maybe.
being like an hour 25 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note, though, so I saw it with Kat, and I asked her immediately, of course, afterwards, and what did you like about it? She said, "I wish it was 15 minutes longer, because
Interesting.
I wish they would have showed me what she was like before the school shooting, so that." When she's doing drugs, when she's drinking, when she's being defiant,
Yeah.
we know it's a
reflection
like
of
an
what happened.
it's the opposite of how she was before, right? So, and I thought nailed it. I thought she nailed it, right? If we had a picture of Veda pre-shooting, then when she's doing
Like
these
being
other
fun
things,
and like with her friends or whatever.
or just like, even if like before the school shooting she goes to a party and she's like, nah, I don't drink, right? I don't do drugs, I don't drink. They just like show her
Yeah.
at a party,
It's
right?
like, great observation. It's great
Yeah, I
observation.
know. I was like, nailed it.
Yeah.
Because if we had pre-Veda and post-Veda, we would have the contrast.
Yeah.
And I thought that would have instantly elevated the movie for me. Nailed
Yeah.
it. Nailed it.
Yeah.
And so I agree. If it was 15 minutes longer and they just showed us she's a straight A student who doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, listens to her parents, right? And again, that's all you need is one scene, right?
Yeah.
All you need is a party scene where she goes to the party with her friends and she doesn't do drugs.
Yeah.
She doesn't drink and she gets home on time. Like right there, one scene you
And
show,
then the next day.
and then the next is the
yeah.
shooting, and then we show her drinking and doing
Solid.
drugs.
Yeah, solid.
I was like, amazing.
I did get
Amazing.
nervous when the friend was going to like the news outlets.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh no, they're gonna make it
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
gonna try to. Now they're gonna focus on
yeah,
something else instead of focusing on the movie.
right.
And it didn't quite get there. I
It
think
didn't.
It almost got there.
Yeah,
But it wasn't like the.
like one more scene with him.
Like
and then-
one more thing would have been like, okay, so now
You're
it's
like,
not
"Ah."
about her. Now
Yeah.
you're trying to.
like really shove the message like down with
About
her.
something
Yeah,
else,
yeah,
and-
yeah.
Again, the message is still important. I'm
It
all
is.
for it.
Right,
But
exactly.
that's not what the movie was about.
Right, and
This wasn't Don't Look Up.
no, this was I mean, more than anything, I think it's a PSA on PTSD from traumatic experiences, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think it's an important message. It needs to be said. I think it's a really good way to say it. I think it was well said. Unfortunately, as like a character arc and development, I just think I
Yeah,
agree
that's
with
good.
Kat. I think there could have been a lot more.
I mean, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I know.
Again,
you're
this
like,
movie started and I was like, I'm in it.
Yeah,
And then it was like, stuff kept happening.
yeah.
And then it ended. I was like, damn.
And it is, and again, as a movie, it is a movie where you are waiting for something to happen the whole time.
I was like,
which
waiting
is
for
weird
somebody to
because
die.
yes,
Like, I was like,
exactly.
oh my god.
And I
And I
told
think
the,
that's why I was like.
the thing
going like
is though,
this the
I
whole
told
time.
and I because Kat said the same thing. She was like, "Oh my gosh, the best friend's gonna commit suicide, or she's gonna commit suicide," and I was like, "They're not. They're not."
I knew she wasn't. I thought maybe the friend.
Yeah,
Because she's like, yo, like my dads are never around. Like, they just kind of leave me here. Like, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I got this social media following, but like, I don't even have any friends.
I don't have any real friends.
So, like, when she couldn't find her, I was like, man, she really
died.
She died. She really went and did it. She did it, and I was glad. Because I'm, like, super anti-suicide.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to see that.
Well, so, okay.
I was like, I really don't want to see
But so
that.
that brings up the point I'm gonna make, though, is that there's no way they would have had someone commit suicide, because then it would become an anti-suicide movie, right?
Yeah.
Versus an anti-shooting movie, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds bad, but having two traumatic experiences in one movie, I feel like it takes away from each other, right?
Yes. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we talk about movies.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we know. We're
right,
not psychologists.
Yeah.
We can't analyze how somebody feels in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We could talk about how good the movie was.
Yeah.
And that would have negatively affected the movie.
Yeah. So I don't think that they would have done two different things
to mess up the story.
Taking the spotlight away from each other.